What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the GTA Trilogy. We got the trailer, pretty short trailer, but it does what I think it needed to do. This is exciting. It's exciting, and it's also, I would say, like, refreshing, but it's almost like a nice surprise, and like we can all breathe like a relief, because I think what a lot of people started to get themselves into, which I don't blame people for, I really don't, based off of what's happened, in the past. When this was announced, there was some skepticism on how much this is actually going to be a remaster, or is some of it closer to a remake, or is it enhanced? I mean, like, and different names have different, now they call it the definitive edition, right? So it's like, well, what does that actually mean in the title? And it turns out, I would say, it's really good. Now, I don't think everybody's going to be a fan of how it looks. I mean, again, the visuals is definitely, it's different. I think it's still in line with GTA. I think it's still in line with GTA of today, of back then, you know what I mean, of maybe what that would look to. I'm impressed by it. I really, really am. The $60 thing is, the price is the price, and, obviously splitting it up digital and physical is quite interesting. And these were all, by the way, kind of reports that we've talked about before and have been, leaked out before. But these are three gigantic games, and I would say it looks like there's been some effort. You can question Rockstar's work ethic with like GTA Online and stuff. I wouldn't, blame you. And even that, they do work. It's just they work on stuff that not everybody wants them to work on, right? Instead of like a story, DLC, or whatever, they just work on online. I get that. I understand that big time. But it does look like the work's been put in. I mean, these things, I don't know if I would call it a remake. In fact, absolutely not. I'd probably argue this is not a remake of any of these games. But it's probably more than a remaster, or maybe, and this is just, I haven't actually seen this online, but one fun, interesting thing is, recently, over the past like year or two, we've gotten a lot of games that have been remastered or remade, or even like rumors of it, like The Last of Us being, having a remake, which is just so stupid. And a lot of these games are games that came out like recently. So when you do the remaster, when you do the remake, I would say there's probably more eyes on it, or maybe you'd be a little bit more critical of it, because it's like, okay, well, why am I buying this game again so soon after the original came out? Because it really doesn't need, you know what I mean? And, for remasters, it's harder, I would say, to tell the improvements unless they really are side by side. Even Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which I loved, and I played all three of them, again, and I absolutely adore it. Specifically even for like 2 and 3, unless you showed me a side-by-side comparison, it's been so long since I've played them, and I would say they were pretty good back then, that I can't isolate the differences all that well. And I guess the point is, for this, you can clear, you know what I mean? I think anybody that watches this trailer, or, when the game comes out, plays the game, we will be able to say, oh, this is not the original version. I mean, there's been, lighting is obviously one of the major things, textures, models, all of that stuff has been drastically, and then, there's been people that have posted some of like the gameplay, smaller gameplay kind of tweaks that they're doing. Look, it's still an example, though, of some games where it's like, there's such good games and people love them so much, you don't have to change all that much about them. So when it comes to the gameplay, when it comes to mechanics, yeah, there's some slight tweaks here and there, but really, again, like the textures, the lighting, the audio, all of that stuff, that's the bigger stuff that we really need to see, the big improvements. And again, I think some people were pretty skeptical online, and I don't blame them, but I would, now, the game's not out, we can't base everything off of one trailer, but I would say it's looking more towards we're safe, that they actually put in the work. And then, when it comes to the price, I mean, these are three gigantic games that any one of them, back in the day would have been a full price game. So I don't have anything wrong with, with the price or anything like that. So I'm excited. I really, really am. It's a very quick, now we knew this was coming. Like, we knew they were going to announce it very soon, but, it comes out in like 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks. So we don't have a lot of time until the game comes out. Very quick turnaround, but it's GTA. You really need zero marketing. The game could come out tomorrow on a Saturday where games don't release, and it would still sell, I don't know, probably like 5-10 million units at least, right? So the game's going to do just fine, and we don't have long to wait until we get to play it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And I do a brand new video on this channel every single day. And so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.